Everybody, welcome to Live Life for You, and this is Vanessa, and this is part of the series of In the Kitchen with Vanessa. So here we are in my kitchen, and today I have one of my very own recipes that I'm going to share with you guys and actually show you as I start making it and cook it and show you what the final product should look like. This is called Vanessa's Italian Wedding Soup. Okay. To make this a little bit easier and less boring for you, I already have all the ingredients and the amounts of everything needed listed below. Okay, first off, you're going to get a Dutch oven or a big pot, just like this one, deep enough to hold the soup. Okay, and you're going to start off with your chicken broth. If I can get it open. Alright, I always like to use low sodium chicken broth. So I'm just going to pour it in my pot here. Now I start doing this about 1 hour before I actually cook and make the soup so all the flavors can stew in together. Still just adding chicken broth. I need a little bit more. And I have lost my can of chicken broth. Where did it go? Okay. Okay. And it also calls for water. So, hang on. I need water. And I'm just using the chicken broth can to put the water in. Okay. Now that we have all of our liquid base in there, let me go ahead and show you what needs to be defrosting before you start cooking. This recipe calls for 2 packages of sweet Italian sausage. This is what it looks like. I just got mine at Kroger's. It contains 5 links of sausage in it. So right now I have mine in my sink defrosting. What we want to do right now is kind of get all the flavors together and kind of start marinating into each other. So I'm going to take my spinach, just a can of spinach, open it up, and I'm going to pour in everything in the pot with the juice because the juice is going to actually be part of the broth. For this recipe, we're going to need 2 cans of spinach. And if you're just making it for one person, or 2 or 3 people, sorry, 1 to 3 people, just cut the recipe down in half. But this is so good that you'll want to invite your friends and family over for a nice dinner party. Okay. Now I've got my spinach in there, so I'm just going to take my soup spoon and just stir this up a little bit. Okay, I want you to kind of look in here and see what it looks like. Don't know if you can see that, kind of green brown. Should be about 1 inch to 1.5 inches away from the top. Okay. If we need to take away some of the liquids later for everything to fit, we can. We just want the broth to get that real good Italian taste. All right, so now I'm going to grab my Italian seasoning. Put it in there. Okay, I'm just eyeballing it because I've made this recipe forever. And just stir that around real good in there. And now I'm going to add my garlic powder to it. Ah! The whole world is falling. Okay. And then my recipe calls for 3 bay leaves. This will kind of help the flavor, bring out the natural flavors of the broth and the ingredients. So I just put 3 bay leaves in there, and I just got these at Walmart. Just bay leaves. Right. Why are you laughing? You think I'm funny?
Yep.
That's my boyfriend. He thinks I'm hilarious. But he loves to eat, so he's getting it good. All right, now I'm going to add my salt, my sea salt. And a little bit of fresh ground pepper. And my cayenne pepper. Like I said, I'm eyeballing it because I've made this for a long time, but the ingredients and the exact amounts are listed below. Alright, so now what I want to do is stir it up real good. And remember, this soup still has a lot more ingredients. We're just not ready to add them yet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is get a lid. Obviously, my lid is lost. So what you're going to do is you're going to place it on a medium-low setting, just on number 2. And you're going to put a lid on it and just kind of let it simmer for about an hour. And I will be back with the rest of the steps. Okay, everybody, after you have your soup base done, I forgot to add earlier that you need a chopped onion. So I just have right here some chopped onion. I'm going to add it into my broth. This gives it a real good flavor. So just remember that I goofed and to add your onion in the beginning to your broth.